You've been told a lie. A huge, soul-crushing lie, repeated so often that it feels like the truth. The lie is that you'll build wealth if you just work hard, save your money, and follow the rules. They teach you that prosperity is a reward for being good, but an honest day's work is the only path to financial freedom. You're told to be a loyal employee, keep your head down, and wait for your turn. Niccolo Machiavelli would call this a lovely fantasy, a belief system designed by the powerful to keep you obedient, tired, and poor. While you're trading your precious, unrecoverable hours for a paycheck that barely beats inflation, the rich are playing a completely different game. They aren't working harder, and they are certainly not more virtuous. They are playing a different sport, on a different field, with a hidden playbook. This playbook isn't about hard work. It's about power. It's about position. It's about leverage. You're stuck in a game that was designed for you to lose. This is their playbook, based on the ruthless, timeless principles of Machiavelli. If you're exhausted, working until your spirit is about to break, and you're in the exact same financial spot as 3 years ago, you're not a glitch in the system. You're a feature of its design. Today, we pull back the curtain. We're not here to give you cheap motivation or false hope. We're here to give you the blueprint. These are the principles that separate the peasant from the prince, the person who's always broke from the person who's always wealthy. Imagine two men. The first is a peasant, standing in a huge field under a hot sun. He's strong, he's diligent, and he works from dawn till dusk. He sharpens his tools, perfects his craft, and gets a small but decent harvest. Every single day is a battle of pure effort. At the end of the year, he has just enough to get by, maybe with a few extra coins to polish his shovel. He truly believes his sweat is the currency of success. Now, imagine the second man. He's a prince. He doesn't work in the field. He sits in a fortress on a hill, overlooking it all. He spends his days looking at maps, not shovels. He studies the rivers, the roads, the choke points where all goods have to pass. He doesn't dig a single trench, but he owns the dam that controls the water for the whole valley. He doesn't harvest a single crop, but he owns the bridge every peasant has to cross to sell their goods at the market. The peasant focuses on effort. The prince focuses on position. The peasant earns what his 2 hands can make. The prince earns from 1,000 hands he'll never have to shake. Rain or shine, awake or asleep, a slice of everything that grows, everything that moves, and everything that's sold in the valley flows up the hill into his fortress. His wealth isn't a reward for his daily work, it's the natural result of his strategic position. Money doesn't follow effort. It doesn't follow goodness. It doesn't even follow talent. Money follows position. That is the first and most brutal lesson of Machiavellian wealth. The world isn't broken, it's working exactly how it was designed. The only question is, were you ever given the blueprint? Here are the principles that separate you from them. The first principle, the law of position, where you stand determines what you receive. The biggest mistake of the working mind is believing that the way to get more is to do more. Work harder. Learn another skill. Be more productive. This is peasant logic. He thinks that if he just becomes the absolute best, most efficient worker in the field, he'll somehow become the prince. But the prince knows a secret: the throne shapes the man more than the man shapes the throne. An average person in a high leverage position will build wealth automatically. A genius in a low leverage position will earn a wage. Your financial outcome is a ruthless equation: skill plus effort, x position. The world wants you to focus on adding more skill and effort because those are small, marginal gains. The elite focus only on the multiplier, position. So what is the position? It's the strategic point in a system where value is forced to flow. It's the bottleneck. The gatekeeper. The owner of the bridge, the dam, or the digital platform. You're taught to be a valuable part of the machine. The Machiavellian principle is to own the machine. It doesn't matter how fast the gears spin if you don't own the engine. Think about a modern company. It's a pyramid designed to capture value. The people at the bottom, the specialists, the customer service representatives, the coders generate most of the actual value. They are the peasants in the field. But where does the wealth end up? It flows upward, piling up in the hands of owners, shareholders, and top executives who control the structure. Their job isn't to do the work, it's to control where the river of money flows. The broke mindset is to become the best employee, to be so good they can't fire you. But that's a trap. The better you are in a low leverage spot, the more you're worth to someone else's system. Your loyalty and hard work don't get you a seat at the table, they just make the table you're not invited to even stronger. You become a critical cog, but a cog is always replaceable. The rich mindset, the Machiavellian mindset, is to get out of doing the work as fast as possible. It's to obsessively look at the map of your industry and find the bottlenecks. Who owns the distribution channels? Who controls the intellectual property? Who owns the platform that everyone else has to operate on? Amazon's founder didn't get rich by being the best bookpacker. He got rich by owning the entire system of distribution. He took the ultimate position, the marketplace itself. Now, everyone from the smallest seller to the biggest publisher operates in his field, plays by his rules, and pays his toll. That's the law of position. So you have to ask yourself a tough question. Is my daily work just about getting better at my current job, or is it about changing my position entirely? Are you sharpening your shovel, or are you drawing a map to find a hill to build your fortress on? The system is designed to keep you so busy with peasant work that you never have the time or energy to look up and see the prince on the hill. It distracts you with tiny raises and pats on the back, the illusion of progress, all to keep you from realizing you're just running in place. Stop focusing on being a better producer. Start focusing on becoming an owner. Stop asking for a raise. Start asking for equity. Stop being a talent. Become the system that captures the value of that talent. This is the first, most critical shift. Until you make it, you'll work hard your whole life just to make the people above you richer. The second principle, the law of leverage, never fight your own battles. Machiavelli noted that a prince who fights his own battles is strong, but one who depends on others is weak. In the game of modern wealth, this is turned on its head. The broke person fights their own battles. The rich person never does. They use leverage. Leverage is the art of using other people's resources to get what you want. The most common types are other people's time and other people's money. You've been taught that doing everything yourself is a virtue and that debt is a sin. That's the peasant's doctrine, and it guarantees you'll die exhausted and poor. The rich understand that self-sufficiency is the enemy of scale. You only have 24 hours in a day. If your income depends on you personally doing something, then your income is capped. The second you stop working, the money stops. To get truly wealthy, you have to disconnect your income from your time. Leverage is what cuts that cord. Take a landlord, for example. A person who saves for 20 years to buy one rental property with cash is still thinking like a peasant. They use their own time and their own money. The Machiavellian mind thinks differently. Why use my money when the bank is eager to give me theirs? The wealthy investor uses a small down payment and borrows the rest. That's other people's money. Then, they rent it out. The tenant's monthly payment covers the mortgage, taxes, and all the bills. The tenant's job is now paying off the bank's loan. That's other people's time. The property owner has built a tiny machine where other people's money and other people's time are used to buy a valuable asset for them. While the owner sleeps, the tenant works, the bank supplies the capital, and the asset grows in value. That's real leverage. And it goes way beyond real estate. When you start a business and hire your first employee, you're buying their hours so you can focus on more important things. The peasant says, if you want it done right, do it yourself. The prince says, if someone else can do it, it's a waste of my life to be the one doing it. The rich buy back their time instantly, the poor sell their time cheaply. The fear of debt is a psychological chain to keep you small. For most people, debt is for consumption, credit cards for stuff you don't need, car loans for vehicles that lose value. That's bad debt. But the rich use debt as a weapon. They use good debt to buy assets that make more money than the debt costs. They don't fear interest, they pass that cost on to customers or tenants. They see debt as a lever to control $1 million asset with just a fraction of their own money. That's how empires are built. You have to unlearn the peasant's fear of leverage. Ask yourself, whose time am I using? Mine. Whose money am I using? Mine. As long as the answer is mine, you're on the path to servitude. Your goal is to build systems where the answer is theirs. Delegate, outsource, partner, and borrow. Stop being the soldier on the front line. Be the general commanding the army from a safe distance. The third principle, the law of substitution, replace your effort with enduring systems. Leverage lets you use other people's resources. Substitution is the next step, it's replacing your effort entirely with systems and technology that work for you forever. If leverage is renting an army, substitution is building an army of robots that never sleep, never complain, and never ask for a raise. The broken mindset is to sell a thing. The rich mindset is to build a system that sells the thing. A laborer sells his time by the hour. A slightly more advanced version, a craftsman, sells a product he makes by hand. But his income is still tied to his personal effort. If he stops working, the money stops. The Machiavellian prince doesn't do the work. He designs a machine that does the work. Then he builds a factory of those machines. Then he creates a brand and a distribution network to sell what the machines make, all over the world. He has substituted his personal effort with a self-running system. He's no longer in the business of doing the work, he's in the business of owning the work. This is the biggest leap in creating wealth. The goal is to create assets that make money without you being there. This could be a book, a course, or a patent that pays you royalties for years. You do the work once, and the system pays you 1,000 times. It could be a business that runs itself with managers and processes. Or it could be a portfolio of stocks, where you're a silent owner in hundreds of companies working for you. The poor are taught to specialize in a skill. But that just makes you a more valuable part of someone else's system. The rich don't specialize in skills, they specialize in building and buying systems. They know the person who does the task is an expense, while the person who owns the system gets the profit. Think about it, a taxi driver trades his time for fares. An Uber driver does the same, just inside a slightly better system. But the founders of Uber? They built a technology platform that substituted the entire infrastructure of a taxi company. They don't own cars. They don't employ the drivers. They own a fully automated digital system that connects riders and drivers, and they take a cut of every single ride, in every city, 24/7. They substituted human dispatchers and managers with an algorithm. That's the power of substitution. You have to start seeing the world this way. For every task you do, ask, how can I build a system or buy an asset to do this for me? If you're a consultant selling your time, can you create a digital course that teaches your method? If you're a landlord managing your own properties, can you hire a property manager? If you earn a salary, can you put a piece of it into an S&P 500 index fund, which is a system of 500 companies working for you? The goal is to make yourself more and more irrelevant to your own income. Wealth isn't about what you earn, it's about what you own that earns. The peasant is proud of his calloused hands. The prince is proud of his automated fortress. One is a symbol of labor. The other, a symbol of power. Your hands will get old. Your systems won't. The fourth principle, the law of concealment, power that hides, grows fastest. When the average person gets a little bit of success, they have an overwhelming urge to show it off. A new car, a fancy watch, a splashy vacation on social media. They want validation. They want everyone to see they've made it. Machiavelli would call this a fatal mistake. Visibility is a trap. Power that can be seen can be measured, taxed, and attacked. Power that is hidden is free to grow without anyone getting in its way. The broken mindset thinks wealth is the stuff you can buy. The rich mindset knows true wealth isn't the car, but owning the factory that builds the car. Showing off the car makes you a target, hiding your ownership of the factory makes you powerful. Every dollar you spend to signal your status is a dollar that's no longer working for you, no longer compounding, no longer buying assets. The need for social approval is a tax the poor pay to the rich. The rich know that the most valuable currency isn't attention, it's privacy. When your wealth is visible, you attract unwanted attention from three groups: the state, which wants to tax it, rivals, who want to copy you, and the envious, who want to take it. By moving in silence, you avoid all three. While the new millionaire is busy giving interviews and showing off his lifestyle, the true billionaire is quietly registering his assets in complex trusts and shell corporations, with his name nowhere to be found. He controls everything but, on paper, owns nothing. His fortress is invisible, and you can't attack a fortress you can't see. This applies even when you're just starting. When you get a raise, the impulse is to upgrade your lifestyle: a nicer apartment, better restaurants. This is called lifestyle inflation. The Machiavellian move is to keep your lifestyle exactly the same and silently pour every extra dollar into income-producing assets. To the outside world, nothing has changed. You drive the same car. You live in the same house. But in the shadows, your financial army is growing. You're building power in secret. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being strategic. It's about understanding that you should project an image that serves you. Projecting modesty while aggressively building your assets is a classic power move. It disarms rivals and lowers expectations. No one is threatened by the person who seems to be their equal. You have to separate your ego from your bank account. Let other people chase the fleeting high of social media likes. Your satisfaction should come from watching your assets compound, quietly and relentlessly, hidden from view. Let them think you're just getting by while you're secretly buying their company. Let them see a lifestyle, but never let them see the machine that funds it. These principles aren't comfortable. They are not taught in school, and they are not what you talk about in polite company. They replace the comforting lie of hard work and fairness with the cold mechanics of power. This is the gap that separates the always broke from the always rich. It's the difference between playing the game by their rules and finally understanding the rules the game is actually built on. You've been taught to be a peasant. To work in the field, trade your time for a wage, show off your small earnings, and fear the tools of the powerful. The Machiavellian path is the path of the prince. It's knowing that money follows position, not effort. It's using leverage to build your fortress with other people's time and money. It's the wisdom to replace your own work with automated systems that run while you sleep. And it's the discipline to hide your growing power, letting it compound in the shadows, safe from attack. The ultimate goal isn't just to get rich. It's to build a dynasty. To build a financial fortress so strong that it can survive chaos, outlive you, and serve your family for generations. You don't just pass down money, you pass down the machine and the mindset. Here's the final, brutal truth: the system isn't designed to be fair. It's designed to be won. The rich get richer not because they are better people, but because they understand the architecture of the game. The top 10% of the world's population owns about 75% of all wealth. They see the world as a chessboard of power, position, and leverage. The choice is now yours. You can keep toiling in the fields, believing in the noble story of hard work, and watch the rewards of your labor flow up the hill to the prince. Or, you can start to think like a prince. You can start studying the map, finding the high ground, and building your own fortress, brick by invisible brick. Stop being a peasant. Start becoming the prince. The lessons of Machiavelli are a weapon. If you're ready to arm yourself with the knowledge they don't want you to have, subscribe to this channel. The path to power is long and requires a ruthless education. This is just the beginning.